Robyn Ryle, she/he/they/me, an interactive guide to the gender binary. Embark on an immersive journey exploring the multifaceted world of gender in the book's summary of She/he/they/me, an interactive guide to the gender binary by Robyn Ryle. This insightful guide challenges our understanding of gender in modern Western society by examining the complex nature of gender and its implications. We explore genderless societies, societies with one, more than two, and even infinite genders, as well as gender socialization, gender norms, the role of patriarchy and matriarchy, and the experiences of intersex and transgender individuals navigating the ever-changing gender landscape.
Rethinking Gender. The conventional notion of gender is simplistic and problematic. It overlooks many other factors that make the reality of gender much more complicated. The common sense understanding is highly questionable, and we need to unpack its assumptions and oppositions. We confuse concepts like biological sex, gender identity, gender expression, gender assignment, and sexual orientation, blurring them together into a confusing mess of ideas. This journey aims to do justice to the complexities of gender better. The possibilities of a genderless society. Our society assigns a great deal of importance to the differences between people's reproductive systems, leading to the classification of genders and social constructs around them. However, it is possible to imagine a world where this distinction is less significant, and people aren't categorized or placed in societal roles based on it. Such a society has existed to some extent in human history, and this book explores the possible concepts of gender that could lead to a more equitable future. The many paths of gender. The concept of gender is not limited to just two, but rather can exist in a variety of forms across different societies. Gender is a complex concept that has taken many forms throughout history. While many societies have relied on the strict binary of male and female genders, others have recognized more than two genders. In fact, there have been societies where gender is not divided into any categories at all and can be infinite in nature. When exploring the concept of gender, it's essential to recognize the four paths societies can take. The first path involves societies that recognize only one gender. Ancient Greeks are a good example of a society that thought about people as only men or women. However, they didn't consider them to be fundamentally different types of human beings. The second path encompasses societies that recognize more than two genders. These societies have additional gender-variant categories or gender expressions beyond masculine and feminine. For instance, the Mojave people of North America classified tribe members who exhibited femininity out of the male gender into a separate, gender-variant category called Aliha. The third path is hypothetical and involves societies that recognize infinite genders. While such societies have never existed, individuals can adopt this view of gender today, where each person embodies a unique expression of gender representing one of infinite possibilities. In conclusion, the concept of gender is not limited to just two. Instead, it can exist in a variety of forms across different societies. Understanding this is crucial to promoting inclusivity and recognizing the rich diversity of human experiences. Two genders, diverse norms. The idea of masculinity and femininity varies among cultures, eras, and societal groups. Even within a two-gender society like the US, gender norms differ based on race, class, and geographical region. For instance, in 18th-century American South, wealthy white men expressed their masculinity through refinement and elegance, while white artisans in the North valued physical labor and strength. Today, boys are often expected to display aggressive or violent behavior, which gets excused when white boys display it but punished harshly for Black and Latino boys. Gender is intertwined with other dimensions of society like race and class, and people's experiences of gender norms differ dramatically within the same society. Divergent gender norms in different cultures. Cultural norms shape our gender perceptions and influence our behavior. The book delves into the contrasting gender norms between the US and the Mundugumar and Arapesh tribes of Papua New Guinea. In the US, girls are encouraged to be nurturing and passive, while boys are expected to be dominant and aggressive. In contrast, both boys and girls in the Mundagomer tribe are taught to be physically aggressive and violent, and in the Arapesh tribe, they are gentle and non-violent. Gender norms are not innate, they are taught through the process of gender socialization. As children, we are rewarded for conforming to these norms and punished for violating them. This socialization has significant social implications, which the book also explores. The impact of gender norms on society. This book explores the societal impact of gender norms and socialization on children from a fundamental perspective. It reveals how boys and girls are being prepared for specific roles in adulthood, and how these roles are leading to the persistence of patriarchal societies. The book further highlights the consequences of gender inequality by using a variety of metrics, including health, education, economic status, and political power. Using statistical data, it categorizes countries into 3 levels of gender inequality and compares political representation for women in countries with varying levels of gender inequality. The examples illustrate the extent to which patriarchal societies can be unequal, but the book also suggests the possibility of matriarchal societies. Overall, this book provides a thought-provoking analysis of gender roles and their impact on society. Overcoming gender inequality for a matriarchal society. Matriarchal societies are those where women hold more power than men, but the idea of gender equality goes well beyond the distribution of legislative seats in government. Western societies, for example, still place a significant burden on women with the never-ending responsibilities of household chores, beauty standards conformity, and emotional labor. These tasks often fall on lower-paid occupations that women tend to occupy. To overcome gender inequality in the pursuit of a matriarchal society, it is crucial to challenge these societal expectations and biases, and work towards achieving equality on all fronts. Merely allocating more seats to women in government won't change the tide. We must make a concerted effort to see women as equals in all aspects of life. The world of gender possibilities. Anthropological records reveal that matriarchal societies have a different power structure than patriarchal societies, with fewer social or economic status differences and decisions made via group consensus. However, creating a society with no gender inequality may be a fantasy. Instead, there are other possibilities, such as societies with more than 2 genders. The world of gender is full of possibilities. Navigating gender landscape. In a patriarchal, 2-gender society, gender norms and power structures define an individual's path. Gender assignment begins before birth based on genital tubercle's length, leading to male or female classification. However, if it is in between, doctors declare it as ambiguous genitalia, and the person is characterized as intersex. Understanding intersex conditions. Intersex conditions occur in up to 1.7% of the population and come in various forms, including ambiguous genitalia and uncommon sex chromosomes. While these conditions are usually harmless, doctors may view them as pathological and use medical interventions to conceal or normalize them, sometimes hiding the condition from the individual. However, there is an alternative approach that respects the individual's autonomy and acknowledges gender as a complex and fluid concept. Rethinking gender assignments. In the patient-centered model, doctors and families choose a provisional gender assignment for intersex infants and allow them to revise it later in life. The focus is on providing information and respecting the individual's gender identity, rather than concealing or treating intersex as a pathology. This model has implications beyond intersex individuals, as it allows for more freedom and flexibility in gender identity. The dimensions of gender. Discover the complexities of gender beyond identity, including gender expression and sexual orientation. Gender identity is just the beginning of our gender journey, leading us to explore 2 additional dimensions of gender. The first is gender expression, which encompasses all the ways in which our behavior expresses our gender identity, regardless of social norms. Gender nonconforming individuals often face discrimination and derogatory labels that stigmatize their expression. This stigmatization is a result of a broader assumption of heteronormativity that upholds straight as the only normal orientation. The second additional dimension of gender is sexual orientation, which refers to the genders an individual finds sexually attractive. The common labels of straight, gay, and bisexual are just a few of the possibilities. For instance, individuals may identify as asexual, having no interest in engaging in sexual encounters, or as pansexual, attracted to people of any gender identity, expression, or assignment. The range of possibilities is truly vast, especially when we imagine living in societies with different gender norms and models of gender assignment. A pansexual, gender-expansive individual in a limitless gendered society, an asexual, a gender person in a three-gendered society, or a straight man in a matriarchal patient-centered society. In conclusion, discovering one's gender identity is only the start of a journey that encompasses gender expression and sexual orientation. The complexity of gender expands beyond the simple binaries imposed by society, demonstrating that gender is a matrix that involves different dimensions and multiple possibilities.
In conclusion, Robyn Ryle's she/he/they/me opens our minds to a vast array of gender possibilities, urging us to challenge our conventional understanding and preconceived notions. We discover that gender is not a simplistic binary concept, but a complex system that encompasses biological sex, gender assignment, gender identity, gender expression, and sexual orientation. By exploring different societies and their unique approaches to gender, along with the experiences of individuals who defy conventional gender norms, we gain a better understanding of the diverse and intricate world of gender and its profound impact on our lives. Through this exploration, we can strive for a more inclusive and compassionate society that recognizes and embraces the endless possibilities of gender.